Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Yuppie Guppy Day 14th. This is March 28th on a Friday. And I'm just gonna tell you guys about what's happening or what's going on. So today I did not stick to the schedule. Yes, I rebelled. For me it takes a lot of time to get accustomed to like a new schedule, especially one that's very like get up in the morning, do this, you have only a certain amount of time to do everything. And for me I was just like, I woke up late first off, and I was just like, I'm not gonna do it. It's Friday. But sometimes, like when it's Friday, I'm just like, it's my weekend. It's already the weekend. So, yeah, I didn't stick to the schedule today, and that happens. Is normal, I guess. I don't know how everyone else, Super Robot, can do it, but I didn't stick to it, and it's okay. Next week for sure, though, I'm going to push hard on it and try to get through a whole week with the schedule. And yeah, and the thing about starting like a new schedule, especially when it's very like cutthroat, I guess, because I'm trying to hit and work on certain things for certain hours. Um, for me, I will most likely like. For me, it took me a long time. It's gonna take me a long time to get used to it. And I know some people are like, oh no, I have a new schedule. I get up easy. It's easy for them to adjust to it. But for me, like the only way I would be able to adjust to a new schedule is if there's like consequences or some kind of punishment or like an emergency. Like if tomorrow I have to get up for an emergency, something's happening, I will get up. But because it's not an emergency, because I'm like just doing work, it's not like, and I'm the boss of myself. Like I don't have any penalties if I don't stick to the schedule. For like example, like when I was in college, if I miss certain days of class, I would like fail basically. Like if I miss like 4 or 5 days of class, they would fail me, like automatic failure, unless it's excused. But most of the time, like if I don't go and it's unexcused because I slept in or I was just like, I ain't going. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I didn't do that. But basically, yeah. So since I don't have a punishment, it's gonna take me some time to get used to this new schedule, and hopefully next week I can prove to myself that I can do it. And if not, you will know because I will let you know if I fail or succeed. Um, so today I'm gonna talk about my nightmare I had this morning. It was pretty interesting. So let me see how I can remember. So in this nightmare, oh, it wasn't really a nightmare. It was more like a weird dream. It was like weird. So basically, me and my family were in some beach area where the sand was kind of like, okay, so we were on a dock. It was a big dock, but it wasn't like just a straight dock, like a normal dock where the boats come and you can just walk off the dock. Like we were standing over like wooden floors like everywhere, and it was just like a nice design. It looked like a like outside patio vibe, but it was by the dock, by the ocean, so there was a shore, there was sand. And like in the water, like you can walk from like the sand, like go you could get off the dock, touch the sand and go into the ocean. And in the water, it was very shallow, so there'll be parts of the water that's flooded and parts that wasn't. So there'll be like little islands, but they're not really islands because they're really small. I forgot what they're called. There's a word for it. But that's how it kind of looked like in my dream. It's very beautiful, and I remember me and my family were there for like some celebration or party or something exciting going on, and me and my sister were just running around, I guess having fun or whatever. And then there's like in the water there's like cliffs or like these stones or rocks in the water sticking out, kind of like cliffs. And we went to one of them. I think there was like this really big one. It had like a unique shape to it, and we climbed up on top of that little cliff thing, and we were looking down in the water, and we could see everything, like all the fish, all the creatures. Like it was, and they weren't like normal fish. They were like, I remember seeing like this mantis shrimp looking creature. Or I guess they kind of look like lobsters too, and they were all lined up in the water, and we are just watching them like, what is going on? And this is in the daytime, so of course we saw everything. And these like things were just in the water, and then all of a sudden I hear my sister be like, oh my god, like a shark, or like she got like nervous or something. And I look and I see this big wave coming. Like, you just hear like a and I'm like, dang, that's a big shark for it to be causing like that big of a wave. And when it came, I was like expecting to see a shark, but it was instead like a stingray or a manta ray, and it was huge. It was a huge manta ray, and it was white, like white, like I guess like completely white, and it was very beautiful. And I was like, wow, like this is like I've never seen anything like this. This is so pretty. And I guess it ate in my like because I saw like the crawfish, not crawfish. Oh my gosh, the I'm gonna call it lobster, crawfish, lobster, or mantis shrimp. It was a combination. It looked like one of those three. They all kind of look the same to me, except there's differences, but they all have like that same vibe. And it looked like that. And I think the manta ray or the stingray, the white manta ray, like it was eating them. I don't know, but it was really cool to see that. And I was like, wow, it was really pretty. And it was just everything around there was beautiful. And it started to get dark outside, so I went down. We were going down, and we went, and the whole family was there. Where there was like a party or something, and I was laying on like this bed on top of the dog. We were all outside, by the way, so we were just outside, and I was just chilling. Then I remember seeing my cousins. Two of my cousins come up, and they're all like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then there was this old person there, and he looked like that when you know that I guess he's like I don't know hillbilly or like some like that character from Gravity Falls. He had like a I forgot his name if his name was like Billy or Joe. I think it was Joe or Billy. But he looked like not like a crazy person, but someone who's been out there, you know. And he had like a long beard and I mean he didn't look that crazy. He was more mature. He was more like just kind of like old and just standing there. And I went up to him and I guess I started asking him like how was he doing or whatever and started talking about stuff. And then he told me about that cliff that me and my sister went on. And he basically told me that when he was a kid, he used to have a twin brother, or I think a younger brother. Sorry, it wasn't twin brother, a younger brother. And he and him went up that cliff, or were going towards that cliff. And when he was telling me the story, I guess I had like a flashback where I was him. So like I was seeing what he was telling me in his story, in his perspective, like I was him. So this was all in my dream, and he said, yeah, me and my brother, we went for the first time and saw this cliff, and we walked around, and he climbed up, and I was telling him, so pretend I'm the old man I'm talking to, okay? Because that's how I'm gonna explain the story. So I'm the old man, and in the story they were young. So when they went towards the cliff, I think the old man at this time was like a teenager or like a tween, like in between. Like he was like young, he looked like a teenager, but maybe smaller than a teenager. And then the kid was like a kid, like I would say, like somewhere in elementary school. And he was a teenager. I think that's a vibe. He was a teenager, and the kid was elementary school age. And I was seeing his perspective of what happened, and and it was a bright, beautiful day. Like I'm telling you, it was beautiful. Like nothing scary is happening, but just what happens is kind of scary. But so they go around the cliff, and it's the same cliff that me and my sister went on. And he's like, "Oh, brother," or he's telling his little brother like, "Don't climb the cliff." Like he was worried for him because it's a cliff, and he thinks that he's gonna fall. And it's interesting how when me and my sister went, we didn't even think about that. We were just like, "Oh, we're gonna have fun and go climb up the cliff and see what's down there, like what's going on." We weren't thinking about the dangers, but for him, he was already nervous. He was like already like he had that feeling like this is high. If he falls, he could like die, I guess. So the little brother wasn't listening to him, and he was faster than him. And when the little brother got to the top, I remember being in his position, looking up and seeing the little brother kind of like disappear to the top of the cliff. And then after his legs went over, I was like, oh, he's up there, like he's gone. And then so I climb up after him, and when I got up there, bro, he was gone. The little brother was gone. And like he was nowhere in sight. Like even if you looked over to the water, he wasn't in the water. Like I was thinking he fell or something and he died or something, but he just disappeared. Like there was no trace of him, there was no body. And so after this guy told me his story or like what happened, he was saying that the police or like the people came looking for him, but there was no body. And it was strange because at first they thought if he would have fell, he would have I guess the current was bringing them towards land, so they should have found his body on land, but it wasn't there. And so I came up with the idea that maybe he did fall, but I don't know, because when I was in that flashback or in his past, I didn't hear like a splash or like I guess it was loud because the wind was blowing, so maybe I wouldn't hear it. I don't know. But these dreams be crazy because I was like, man, that's crazy. I think maybe the only plausible or explanation for his disappearance is that he either got eaten by something in the water, like maybe he did fall and we didn't hear him fall, but like something in the water like ate him. But then I feel like he would be screaming if he would have fallen. I would have been like, you would hear him screaming because that's scary. Like if I was falling, I'd be screaming. But we didn't hear anything. He just went up there, disappeared, and I was just like, so it's a really interesting mystery to me. And I was like, when I woke up, I was like, oh my gosh. And it reminds me of my book for some reason. And I wasn't really working on my book, I don't think, yesterday or even anything. Like I have a bunch of stories I want to write, but this dream, and the reason why I'm telling you is like there's a certain place in the map that has, I guess, oh, I don't want to spoil, but whatever. It has like cliffs in it. Like this is like part of the, and I was literally like, this is exactly how I want that place of the map to look like. And it was crazy because I was like, bro, how did this dream happen? And like, now it just makes me want to write that story. Like that, to me, I'm just like, bro, I'm putting that in my book or in one of the books because I have a lot I want to do. So I was just like, dang, that's wild. Like imagine solving the mystery. I want to know what happened. Like where did he go? Aliens came and took him? Nah, I'm just kidding. But I mean, that's a really good mystery. And for it to be like, you know, he's already old at this time and still doesn't know what happened to his brother. Like that is crazy. Like, oh, I just want to know. Like, oh my goodness. So that's what my dream was about. And it inspired me to want to keep working on my book and on everything. So yeah, and it wasn't like a scary dream. Like I'd be having some scary dreams, but it wasn't scary. It wasn't that scary at least, and I was okay with it. But yeah, that's what it was about. And then after that, I was on YouTube. I'm on YouTube more than anything. Like that's where I'm at all the time. And I saw this music composer who had some music, and he had like a playlist with 200 soundtracks that they made, and I listened to one of them and I was like mind blown. I was like, bro, this album, like this playlist or this first song that I listened to made me think of like the stories I want to do in the map of the past, not the future. Because remember, I have two different stories in the past and future. But in the past, I was like, oh my gosh, this is hitting. And then I had come up like with a whole nother story that adds on to the story I already have. And I feel like, oh, it's so good. It's so peak. It's amazing. And if I listen to every single track, all 200 of them today, that's like, I spent a lot of time doing that. And I mean, I was in it. I came up with like two characters from it, like different events and plots happening based on each soundtrack. I was just off, and I was like, man, I just wish I could just grab it from my mind and put it in reality. And that's like the whole reason why I'm doing this. Like I'm just like, I need to figure out how to get it out, because to me, I am impressed, I am shocked, I am bewildered, I'm like so amazed by like what I was able to come up with, and I just want to see it, and I want to show people like what I see. I want them to like see my stories, because to me, I'm just like, whoa, like I'm just shocked. It's like I want this to be made. I need people to see it or read it, so I'm gonna write it, and that's what's gonna happen. So I was just like, yeah. So it took me a while, and I was determined. And what I was doing basically when I listened to all 200 of them, I just picked out the ones that sent me somewhere to like where my story was taking place, and save them all to my own playlists. And yeah, and then I'll keep listening to it over and over again, because man, it just once I got the feeling, once I got the action, what they're doing, once I got where they're at, man, I'm in the story. I'm there. I don't even need to write the book. For me, like when I was younger, I was content. I was happy. I could daydream all day, and I was happiest kid alive, because I was seeing my own stories come to life. Even if no one else saw it, I saw it, and that's all I cared about. But now I'm like, I can make this into a job. That's what I want to do, make it into a job, I guess. So, yep, here I am writing a book and doing some animated shorts, hopefully. Because I feel like I can get that going, maybe get my YouTube going, and then the books. Because the book is going to take a long time, because I'm so passionate about it. Ooh, it cut off. That must mean I'm running out of space already. But I'm not going to stop until it's done. Like, it needs to be perfect. The book needs to be as good as possible. And I'm trying to do it as fast as I can. We'll see. That or it stopped because too much time. Oh, my phone might be dying. Yeah, it's close. We'll see. Whatever. Um, Next. So I have printed out my I basically here's my paper that I'm gonna have my judges review for my map and my 3D animated shorts. They're gonna have 2 days, tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, to look over and give me feedback, and then hopefully I'll let you guys know what I'm gonna work on this upcoming week. And I'm very excited. Very excited. And hopefully I can stick to the schedule better. And we'll see. And of course, I haven't shared my podcast with anyone yet. And I think now I know tomorrow is the day I'm gonna do it, on Saturday. I'm gonna put it out there. And yeah, that's the plan, that's the vibe. Thank you for listening to Yuppie Guppy. Yeah. And I'm excited to make it. You know? Yes, sir. Alright, thank you.